everybody, it's MxRheyRhey. I thought today I could just do like simple voiceover while you guys watch me paint something, and it was just gonna be one of those easier videos. Today, I guess in the painting you'll be seeing me do a gouache illustration and some sketching over it by the end of it. Let me guys know what you think afterwards. Lately I've been really getting into like the urban sketching sort of look for things, and those gel pens that I have showed before in videos that went with my watercolor actually also go over the Reeves gouache that I'm still trying to use up. So I thought I would try to sketch over this painting that you guys are seeing. It is made from gouache, even the background. The black that you see underneath, I believe is also gouache. I can't remember. I kind of just had extra paint for something lying around, and I just happened to put it over some of the folded watercolor canvas from Arteza that I also showed in previous videos. And if you can kind of see, there's a bit of like a sketch a bit in there. I very loosely follow it. That was like, I guess I had plans for something else and I completely forgot it. So I just used up the canvas, and if I could find the lines, I used them somehow. But this is just going to be a super easy illustration, a bit like impressionist, so I'm really not going for realism all the way. Just, you know, super simple, just something to keep my mind busy, help me relax a little bit. I'm gonna keep saying and it's gonna annoy the heck out of me. Okay, I had so many things in my head. I had a list of things in my head and I should have written them down and I didn't. So what was I gonna say? Something about the gouache illustration. Something like some life updates. Okay. Not ringing any bells. I guess I'll go with the life updates. Nothing really too major or really gonna like affect the channel or anything, but the Biff, my boyfriend, has come to visit me for a time. He actually like came over to this state for work purposes, but decided to, you know, pay me a visit while he's around. He's really not, that was a joke, he's not actually like that, I don't know, distant. But yeah, no, so he's been over for a couple of weeks. He's gonna stay for a couple of more weeks, I think until Thanksgiving. And then I'm gonna go over to Texas and visit with him and his family and, you know, do the relationship stuff. So some of these videos within the next couple of months actually might still just be like this with the voiceover and the paintings and stuff, or anything like that, just because I'm sort of revamping my schedule so I can be not overproductive, more productive than I have been lately. So you'll probably not going to be a lot of experimenting with other mediums besides gouache and watercolor. Just because those are like my main go-to, so I know like I can produce something with those. Maybe not so much with like an oil pastel or oil painting. Maybe an acrylic, a fluid acrylic piece every once or twice. I will say, now that I remember, the fluid acrylic that was shown in the previous Abstract Friday, yes, the previous Abstract Friday, is now up on my Etsy page. You can buy it if you would like. If you guys liked it enough that multiple people want to buy it, because there is only the one. I don't know if I necessarily would like to do prints of the fluid acrylics, but I would love to play around with the color scheme again. Maybe make like some smaller ones, maybe some 8x10 canvases, and like sell those, so each one will be like its own sort of unique piece, but still be in the gender fluid flag color spectrum. And I think that would be really neat. But if you guys want to go check it out, the link to my Etsy page is down in the description below. Also in the description below, now that I'm getting into a flow, I know what to talk about. I have recently just been approved to be a Michael's Art Supplies chain store affiliate. So if you also go down in the description below, you'll see a link. It looks a little different because I'm still new at this and trying to figure everything out. But if you click that link, it will take you to the Michael's Art Supplies storefront page. And if you buy anything from that webpage within the 24 hours that you clicked on the link, I get a small commission, around 2 to 3%. Let me open up a little notebook I have. Yes, it is a 2% commission from Michael's with the affiliate link. If you have any art supplies that you are low on, or if you want to try a new medium, Michael's has pretty much a wide variety of all artist levels that you can try out. I believe they're just in North America. So if you're in somewhere like in Europe or in Asia, Africa even, like, I'm sorry if you can't get anything shipped to you. I apologize for that. I am in the works of other affiliate links, but nothing official yet, so I won't mention them. But yeah, just I'm really happy to be doing this. Michael's is my go-to. It's been like my first craft store for my entire life so far. So I'm just really excited to be working with them and see how this turns out. So now that that's done, I talked about my life, let me just talk about the painting then. I'm still kind of struggling when it comes to learning with this Reeves gouache. I think this is the first painting I actually feel like I got the water consistency right. I think it's mostly because I'm just working with a synthetic watercolor brush and like keeping it damp but only watering it down when I sort of just need the extra paint, because the opacity for this one wasn't really an issue for me since I already had like a background color. I kind of, that technique, having a background color for watercolor or gouache and then painting over that, it's not new to the medium, but I feel like in terms of how it came about for me personally, that came over from when I was experimenting with oil paints. You'll hear a lot of oil painters say that they use like very, very thinned out oil or even like an acrylic color base on their canvas, not campus, besides the white gesso canvas. Usually in a burnt sienna or like a dull gray sort of tone, and then they paint whatever they want over that, whether they see the gray or not. They said it actually, like, the theory was that it helps them, one, messy up the canvas so they're not nervous to paint, and two, it helps them figure out a tone. So if you use like a lot of white in your painting or something, but you have a white background canvas, it's not easy to see where you're laying down color or if there's a texture. But if there's like, say the background is gray, or even like a burnt sienna, which is probably just like a tree brown, depending I guess on who makes the burnt sienna, then it's a lot easier to get your values I guess leveled. But yeah, that's sort of where in my journey of learning how to do art, where having a colored background for watercolor started. And that just, I don't know, I like it. I actually am becoming very comfortable with gouache. I really would I really would like to get those jelly gouaches that I see all over YouTube. The only problem with that is the two brands that I have mostly come in contact with, like I haven't seen any other brands with them, are only sold on Amazon, and I really don't want to buy things from Amazon anymore. So I think maybe the jelly gouache just isn't in my future. But if you guys have any other gouaches that maybe aren't the Reeves gouache, but maybe either a student gouache or like a less expensive artist gouache, please let me know, because I wholeheartedly want to get more into this medium along with I think I actually, right now, I kind of want to do it more than watercolor just because I'm in that excited to learn phase. But yeah, I would, if you guys have any recommendations for gouache, I really like this. Finally, let me talk about the painting because it's like 10 minutes in and I can see how much time I have left to talk. I really wanted to focus more on getting a sort of dimensional feel to this painting rather than, you know, anything like solidified shapes. You can tell that these are sort of like trees on a path in the woods or something, or at least you'll be able to tell when I put the sketches in at night. But I really wanted to make sure that I got in the dimensions of like the darker leaves against the highlighted leaves, against the mid-tone leaves and the rocky and dirt paths and everything. And I really like playing with color. I didn't notice it until like the very, very end after I stopped recording everything. But I was using a black and white to make things darker or lighter from the Jaguar painting that I last did with gouache. And I forgot that I had used a metallic black and white mixed in with a normal black and white gouache. And, you know, apparently if you look at it in the right angle of light, there is some sparkle to this whole thing, pretty much except for in the mid-tones. But yeah, this is where I started sketching everything. I wanted it to be sort of like, I wanted it to have an urban sketch sort of feel. So when you're able to actually see it close up, you'll see like, oh, okay, this is kind of what they were going for. When you see it up close or in person, it's really, really nice. I'm not really too concerned about form at this point because, like I said, I was more focusing on the shadows and highlights of the piece rather than any shape or form. But the sketching in itself, when you can see it, really helps put everything together for me anyway. And I really feel like this is something I want to keep adding to my repertoire or any like skill set. That's a better word. My skill set of art. I really like learning about new sort of sketching or watercolor skills and assets to it. It's nice, and I love the whole landscape but like urban sketchy idea that I was going with here. Maybe it's not like the best executed because I kind of decided midway through painting the landscape itself that I wanted to add the gel pen. I had to do gel pen because I realized the calligraphy inks that I had wouldn't go over the gouache. Gel pen does though, with some experimenting that I did off camera. So I was really happy that I had these gel pen colors because it really does blend in with the painting. But maybe next time if I do something with like a darker piece or a black background, I might want to get some like bright or maybe even neon gel pen colors just to really like make it pop, and so you can see the outline and sketching that I was going for. But other than that, like I really do like this painting. It feels like my boyfriend said when I showed it to him, wow, it feels like a children's illustration, like something from Matilda or like Big Friendly Giant. And I was like, oh, that's like really nice. I wasn't even expecting that. I have never read those books before in my life, but that makes me feel good. Thank you. And it was nice. I feel like the hurried sketching feel to it and like the outside the lines of it, I just really have always identified with when it comes to like liking images. So I was really happy with this piece when it came out, even though like I was only working with half of a plan when it came to this. But I'm gonna get to the end of the video pretty soon, and I'm just gonna stop talking now and let you guys enjoy the results of what I was doing. So please let me know if you like this painting. If you have any tips or tricks on what else I could do to better my skill set, please let me know in the comments down below. And I will see all of you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful November.